outdo Tatsuri, he's just going to be a walking fountain for himself, right? So one of the benefits of having an Inferno, or the Zouyu as we know it, is the fact that when you stand in your own flame circle, essentially, you get healed up. So in a fight, it's ideal that you want to get burst from the side of BIGETRON by Vitality, which hopefully they get to achieve. But at the same time, because of the draft that Boom Esports have, it's really difficult to get the burst. They have so much sustain.
Yeah, a lot of sustain, which is kind of a pretty big weakness if you're thinking about it. But, I mean, going into Game 4 in a must-win, I would say, for Boom Esports. Whipping it out now is a little worrying. I mean, the Foots as well. I trust Miggy to make all those plays with those corporal punishments. But it's one of those things where it's like everything is on the line in this game, and putting yourself in a bad spot could be rough, especially with this type of draft.
I mean, for the PKL fans, this is where the sound of a whip is the best sound, right? And then maybe they get the kill on the bow. And that would definitely be a numbers advantage that's going to be very beneficial for the side of Boom Esports. But for now, it looks like the wave clear is just going to be a little bit faster from the side of Boom Esports, thanks to Tatsuri.
Yeah, and actually, nice little rotation there. I mean, with the wildfire, it made it a little uncomfortable for BIGETRON right there to kind of even deal with that Firehawk, and they secured it for Boom Esports. But now let's talk about this fade. They're going to definitely dominate come mid to late game in terms of those neutrals with that Hardened Jade Seal. But, you know, you've got the Agudo. Are they going to really see it? But they dive in, they find him, and it looks like they should have enough. The Hardened Jade Seal makes its first appearance, and they take out Lanfeng.
Great work by Carl. This is exactly what the lineup's supposed to do, right? You want to get the burst damage. I believe Carl should be going for the Rapacious Bite here, but here comes the response from Zhang Q.
Yeah, the teleport was going to be committed here just to kind of ensure that they actually protect that bottom T1. F1 was by himself, so Zhang had to make that move. But now Carl, he's in a bad spot. It looks like Ball's going to run him down. The slashes from this fatigue are just too much. Ball getting that kill.
Yeah, and you start to see the benefits of their picks, right? Now, Miggy's gonna try and get the Sage's Mic down. Where is the damage? Tatsuri needs to put the flames down.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much. The wildfire is actually helping him in that sense, but now he's trying to flash away. He gets rolled under. Zhang making an appearance, and Miggy's like, I'm out.
Yeah, thankfully for him. At this point, right? I'm talking about Bao here. But Miggy, this is what you're supposed to expect of him in the later parts of the game as well. So his target, depending on what it is, he has to catch either Bao, Zhang or Lanfeng, right? It has to be them. Danny needs to deal with Gen Nith because he's the only one that can shred him fast enough with the help of Carl as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of eyes on Miggy, right? I think that he's got to make those plays. It's not going to be the easiest thing, having that lockdown, ensuring that they're not getting away. And, I mean, if he's able to split push even better, because you know that Ball, once he gets that fatigue going in terms of the net worth, he could be a melee carry as well.
Ooh, okay, I'm super curious about this. Zhang actually doesn't go for the tank build. He goes for the aggressive Rapacious Bite as well. And this is just going to be, damage v damage, which means wave clear, the management of your minion waves is going to be super important, which I think actually is more beneficial for Boom Esports.
Yeah, well, I think the damage is fine for, I mean, obviously the tank maybe mid-game, but the push away Lanfeng needs to be a little bit careful. He will flash back to safety. He went into the heart of that tower. He does stay alive, though.
And that's a scary notion, right? So they can keep doing this. Tatsuri, if he gets within range, you essentially force Lanfeng into a horrible position. If Lanfeng did not have flash there, he would have been taken out instantly.
That's going to be the main target for Tatsuri. Just be as disruptive as possible, especially with those wildfires. He needs to constantly just like rotate across the map and make his presence known, because for him, I think it's about getting an early game spike. If you're falling behind and you're the Joyi, you're gonna, it's a kind of feels bad, man. You don't really have too much of an impact because you're denying more than anything else. You're not being aggressive.
Yeah, but that's not the case for them right now, right? Boom actually doing a very good job of making sure they get the neutral objectives. And this is the strength of Draw's pick on the Yuan. Every stun he lands onto Lanfeng, that is a soft guarantee Tatsuri gets in range, then he gets more time to land his golden token, and then it's a guaranteed kill onto Lanfeng. And once you don't have the loose cannon, it gets immensely harder for BIGETRON to fight.
They're going to have to go for that, but now the Furball, they find Miggy. He's taking a decent amount under the tower or not, but they're actually out-sustaining. Tatsuri is getting a little bit low as well. And now it looks like Bigetron have zoned them away. Boom Esports taking the worst of that one.
Okay, they did have to suffer quite a bit of damage into their T1 at the top, but that is immediately balanced out by Danny's attempt at the bottom. But thankfully for the side of BIGETRON Esports, BIGETRON Vitality, ZAQ is going to be at the bottom, saving that T1 at the farm lane.
Yeah, and for him, it's about the farm. I mean, just absorbing all of the different waves that are, there. And he has that potential to solo push if he wants to. So somebody has to make an appearance there. It's going to be Danny back in that bottom lane. But let's also talk about Ball. He's a level behind the fatigue, but now they actually get the corporal punishment. They get a nice little stun, and the Jade Seal is going to be plenty. And Lan Fang getting sniped again. Carl making a nice play with Miggy backing him up. They're going to continue on to F1 under the tower. They actually de-aggro the tower and take that one down.
Crazy moves from the side of Boom Esports. Exactly what they need to do. Lan Feng needs to learn to fear the potential of a missing Carl and Miggy, because that's a guaranteed combination at this point. The cooldown onto the hardened Jade Seal is really quick.
That's very quick. So it's like the spider senses are not working from Lan Feng. He's not really feeling the pressure. But now Carl, he actually gets over the ledge. He's gonna be fine, and he gets backed off, dodges the missile barrage as well. So if anything, Carl just making moves across the map and farming very efficiently now.
Yep, and he is an actual threat. This time, Carl is a walking menace for the side of BIGETRON by Vitality, right? Every time he goes near, you can be sure Lan Feng has to fear for his life. At the same time, while they're trying to deal with this, Boom Esports, players like Miggy, players like Danny, they shred towers for free.
Yeah, if they're able to get there though, and right now, all of the waves right now are pushing in favor of BIGETRON. This is the way you fight back. You play with the minions. You play, the early game of just the laning. They're doing a decent job. Obviously, the top T1 has been taken out, but they're still farming efficiently. They don't have enough time yet for Ball and ZAQ to really be online.
Yeah, they definitely do not. And I feel like Boom, actually, this gameplay from them is really nice, because there is a high chance you can kind of force F1 to use his ultimate early.
Yeah, if they're able to bait that one out. But, I think that F1 is going to hold that very close to his vest and use it at the last moment and the precise timing, because it's a lot on him, and ensuring that you have that ult, it's almost like better to have it as a threat than to sometimes even use it. So you got to be very picky with when you actually unleash it.
True, but if you take a look at it, the strength of BIGETRON by Vitality is also their weakness, right? If Bao ZAQ or Lan Feng gets caught, this immediately triggers F1 to potentially want to make the save. And Boom, all they have to do is to back off, reposition, and when F1 doesn't have the Unbridled Outburst, it's a free kill.
Yeah, it's a huge gap in that sense. The BIGETRON lineup, but it looks like Draw taking a decent amount. I mean, they're scouting it around. The missile barrage is going to kind of go for the bottom lane, if anything. But Boom Esports navigate it, and they circumvent it. And they get back into the mid lane here.
I don't think they win the clear. Okay, they get the potential ultimate down.
Yeah, the Unending Sorrow was committed by Draw, though. Something to take note of as this fight is looking to go. Miggy's looking to wrap around. Carl is waiting in the wings, finding it, and Ball walks into him. Do they have enough damage? Miggy's there with that corporal punishment, but do they have it in time? It doesn't look like they have it, and they do. The Jade Seal will be enough, but here come the reinforcements. ZAQ has showed up. They've only got 4 members, though, so they do have a power play in Boom Esports, and they take the bottom T2.
Oh, I love this strat coming out from Boom Esports. Exactly what their weakness is on BIGETRON, right? You have to be isolated. And with that, the split push will not happen. The defense will not happen as well. Right now, stuck there.
Oh, no chance to Fate Rewind. Carl showed up at the right time. They take the mid T1. Carl, the timing of his appearances has been chef's kiss throughout. He's always been there when they need just that last bit of burst.
And this is where this is the timing for Boom, right? Danny has a 1 level advantage against Gen Myth. He should have, even if it's equal amounts of gold, he will be responsible and able to take down Gen Myth even as he uses his ultimate. Now, Bao's gonna try on Draw, but it's not worth the effort at this point.
It's not, because this is why the Yuan is so annoying. The sustain and the fact that they have the get out of jail free card with that unending sorrow. They don't really have the catch. I mean, if they do, maybe they commit it, but you know, it's going to have to take a team to get the proper angle, looking at UF1, in terms of being able to secure that. So draw, the vision game will be quite good for him, and just being up front and annoying and poking and prodding.
Yes, and this is quite a healthy amount of time for the side of Boom Esports, right? Based on the farm that they have on BIGETRON by Vitality, they need at least 16, 17 minutes closing into Tempest to be able to make a stand. They need the lifesteal coming out from Bao. They need it from Zhang Q and Lanfeng as well. And until they have the full builds, this is not going to be ideal for them. Boom can easily end the game at any point of time if BIGETRON makes a mistake.
Yeah, and they have a huge level advantage. I mean, Miggy 13 to 11, and now Ball is trying to do that damage. He finds that at least the back line, but he's not actually doing enough. Ball is actually taking a decent amount, but finally Carl does go down. So if anything, that's a small win for them, but they actually find it. The Fate Rewind, Gen Myth right under the tower. That was not going to happen.
Yeah, but they have 22 seconds where Carl is not here. All they have to do is to make sure they get this take onto the Shadow Overlord. They can buy some time for themselves, recover their potential lose condition, and BTR may be doing it.
Oh, might go for the steal, but no, Lanfeng says that one is mine, but they do get the kill onto him, and they will send him to the afterlife. But if anything, they've traded the Overlord for Lanfeng here.
I think that's a much needed sacrifice from the side of BIGETRON by Vitality. Bao is back up alive. They will have to trade off a couple of T2s. In fact, just the singular T2 left in the middle for the side of BIGETRON by Vitality. But with this, once the entire lineup of BIGETRON by Vitality is revived, Boom might need to consider playing a little bit safer here.
Yeah, they need to be playing. I mean, they have a 5K net worth lead, so I think that they're going to feel like they're, you know, they can take a little bit more of those fights. But I do agree, when BIGETRON get on top of you, you were talking about all of these guys having a decent amount of damage in their arsenal. This is a tough situation because the Boom lineup, they can be squished. They can be caught out like Carl did on that one, and it could turn the team fight on its head.
I think the only person that needs to be really careful is Miggy, right? Because Miggy, late game, he's really hard to take down. It would take you some time. So if they don't get Miggy to tank for them, then I think it's going to be difficult. Because anyone else on the roster, Carl, Tatsuri, Danny, maybe even Draw, they get bursted down instantly by Zhang Q and Bao.
You're worried about Miggy? He's doing everything. I mean, he's got a 1,700 goal lead in the lane matchup against Ball. I mean, he's doing everything in his power to ensure that they have this game because you were talking about how he needs to be tanky. He's trying to do that. He's going to be in the top lane, continuing to push, even less space for Ball to potentially catch up.
I think the next step for Boom Esports is when do they start unlocking the Sage's Sanctuary, right? I think the Sage's Sanctuary will be the win condition before BTR actually gets their full damage here, because they're still very much far behind on farm.
Yeah, definitely far behind, but the Waves, they're just about to make an appearance here, and they're going to crash into the mid and the top lane. Actually, all three lanes at this point. The top T3 is being under siege. Danny, not enough yet, and they do have the Wave player. So BIGETRON right now, it's all about just holding on, looking for that mid to late game. You were talking about 16 minutes. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, but it's not enough time. Gen Myth here, I don't think he can really afford to use his ultimate to reset the tower damage at this point. So Gen Myth is at a loss. This is a free T3.
Yeah, it's looking to be. I mean, he's going to eventually chip this one out, and BIGETRON, all they can do is watch. They're going to turn their attention onto this mid lane, which is a little bit of a higher priority for them. But even that is going down, and look at how Boom Esports just walked in and out of their base, taking all the T3s with them.
This is exactly what their lineup is built for, right? Free turret damage. And at this point, this is going to continue. I don't think 16 minutes is going to be possible for the side of BTR here without losing the last T3.
I mean, it's looking to be rough. I mean, if they get that T3, it's going to be a very difficult uphill climb for BIGETRON to find a way to get back into this game. But as you were saying, they're looking to siege. They're just chipping it out. I mean, they have Danny there, and they have the pressure from Miggy. It was all a little bit of a farce in terms of the front here, but they've taken all of the towers. It's 14 minutes in. Miggy's at half. He's going to get furballed. He flashes over the wall, and it looks like Tatsuri does get picked off. So BTR on the chase, the Umbrella outburst, but the Unending Sorrow dodges that. Flash away, Draw's gonna be fine. Carl's on the side as well. He's looking to chip out at least with the wild growth animals, and now Boom Esports on the retreat.
But you see, this is the strength of Boom Esports' lineup. They don't really have to overcommit, right? They just slowly whittle your crystal health down at this point. Right now, ZANQ wants to invite Boom to fight. They have the numbers advantage.
Yeah, they're trying to force it down. I mean, but look at Carl. He's waiting around. He's looking for the proper way. Genmith is probably a juicy-looking target. The flash away by Lanfang, but the Fate Rewind is now going to be used. Tatsuri, though, he's going to be up in about 3. So Ball has been killed, and now this is the great start. They find Danny, though. That might mitigate a lot. So ZANQ is on the run. He does have the shields, but it's not enough. Carl finds him as he jumps over the ledge. Mickey's now going to be chasing after Genmith. He wants to just run it down, especially with Draw there. They take them both. They take the ace, and Carl is looking to end this game. The man was possessed. He had that moment, and it's a matter of time before they take game number 4.
Yep. With an ace, no less. Beautiful work once again. Boom Esports, they saved their lifeline. They tied the series up 2-2, and boy, we have a game on our hands.
We've got a best of 3 ahead of us. I mean, this was